All right. Hopefully I can make sense of my notes so this doesn't get ridiculous. But these NOE 9mm truncated cone hollow points. Oh, come on. There we go. Nice deep hollow point. I cast them from 10-to-1 range scrap and tin. And according to the alloy calculator, that should be 12.1 BHN, roughly. Anyway, now these have been sitting a while, and tin does soften up. But I tested these today, and getting about 8.7. Maybe someone can help me understand this, because that's kind of low. That's a pretty good discrepancy. Only thing I can figure is my range scrap is pretty soft, but still, yeah, it's mostly slugs and jacketed with, some cast, but not a lot. But still, that's pretty soft with 10-to-1 tin, Still, it's like 4 BHN almost difference, 3.5. So I'm gonna have to play with alloy, obviously. Now, the hollow points I captured were 2 weekends different. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before I caught this. Catch them in the third jug, as long as I catch them. They're pretty elusive. This one, I took 12 jugs. I caught this one in the 10th. There's 2 survivors, and they weren't enough to catch another one. This one was, what was it? About, I think it was around 1060 FPS, something like that. I don't remember exactly. I don't remember what powder I had behind it. It was one of those weekends where pretty much everything went wrong. My chrono readings were, I was getting sensor errors in my magneto speed all the time, bad readings. The best thing to happen was I caught this in a jug. That's pretty much the best thing I can say about that weekend. And this, the widest point is 0.5945 inches. So, I mean, it mushroomed, but definitely not optimally. So it was a little under speed, but still, it functioned. Now these, when I cast them, were they averaged about 117 grains. Okay, that one's about 118.6. So I'm confident in saying that was 100% retention. Now, this last weekend, I caught this one. Fair amount more expansion, but a little over. It started to roll back, and I lost a chunk. The widest point, this one is 0.667. Let's see what she lost. Okay, about 109. So 8 or 9 BHN. Not horrible, but not optimal. Same alloy, different powders, and about 200 feet per second difference in velocity. Now this one, I didn't get a reading, so I fired another one with the same charge, and out of that one, I got 1260. I do believe it said. Trouble following my notes here. I don't usually make notes, but there's too many facts, numbers, and stuff. Yeah, 1260. It was 4.4 grains of Vectin A1 behind this one. I don't remember what I had behind this one. But, yeah, a little bit over, a little bit under. I need to kind of split that difference. It's either 100 FPS slower than this and faster than that. That would split the difference and probably be pretty all right, I'm guessing. Except this is my first foray into hollow points, so there's a lot more knowledgeable people than I who I'm hoping can give me some pointers in whatever they can glean from this and extrapolate. Now the thing is, my best group this weekend was is 5.2 grains of Vectin BA9. The average was 1,267 feet per second. So we're looking at this. I mean, right there. I mean, so I'm thinking a little BHN adjustment. Should really make that load shine. Now, one thing I'm really happy, the truncated cone deep hollow point. Well, even though this was below, it performed reasonably well. I mean, it mushroomed, and retained everything. And then, pushed beyond what it should have been. It didn't lose a lot. It mushroomed well. It didn't go extremely over, roll back completely. And, yeah. It functioned quite a bit. Better than some people were telling me it would. Some people said that the truncated cone with not too much wall and that deep was going to be not so good. I'm glad that can't prove them wrong. I'm just wondering how much more BHN I'm going to need. Now, like I said, 10-to-1 scrap and tin. It said 12.1. I just tested these two. There was what are these, hundreds of an inch? So, one line difference. So right around 8.7 is what I got. Now I could go, like 8-to-1, 7-to-1, swap out pewter for tin. My most cost-effective would be a 10 to 1.5 range scrap to pewter. For me, scrap is free, and scrap pewter was about $7 a pound. That would, by the calculator, is 13.7 BHN. So 1.8 BHN harder than what it estimated for these, for a 10-to-1 with tin. Do I need quite that much? Or do I go like a 8-to-1 with pewter or with tin? And now it's closer to 13. I'm not sure how much more to go, but I do know that this velocity, just with a different powder, gave me my best groups. So BHN adjustment seems to be the way to go. Now, I didn't get to catch these, unfortunately. I just took the hottest load I had loaded up, grit my teeth and hope it didn't blow my face off, of 700X and 800X, and just fired one of each water jugs, and they eluded me. The 800X was 1,352 feet per second. What was that? 5.5 grains. And the 700X, 4.4 grains, but 1,381 feet per second. I just wanted to see, the results, how bad. And, the 700X kind of gave me an idea. Even though I didn't catch them, what I had was, I had 2 rows of jugs with 4 jugs in each. And that 700X took out 5 jugs. In 2 rows, it took out 3 jugs in one row and 2 jugs in the other. So, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking it just grenaded. The only other explanation would be that, it went in between and bounced back and forth off the jugs, skipping off the water. Yeah, potentially, I guess theoretically that could happen. Maybe. But yeah, probably the grenade theory is a lot more solid. I ended up with 1 jug that survived in the row that I wasn't aiming at. So yeah, the last one. Yeah. So this weekend was much more interesting, and I got a little more results than the weekend before when I'm like, yeah, I captured one. That's the best thing to write home about. And yeah. So hopefully, one of you guys is more versed in hollow points and BHN for hollow points, especially, can help me narrow these down, because, like I said, I think BHN adjustment is where I'm at in the fine tuning. It's not too terribly far off, and why my BHN tests are so much lower than claimed. I mean, yeah, the calculator is for air cooled. It doesn't account for any water quenching or anything. I don't know if you really can. I think there's too many variables involved there. But these were cast, air cooled, powder coated, and air cooled. So, this should be, right in there. But yeah, hopefully, I'll get something from this, and you can give me some tips as to how far to go with this to get proper expansion at, somewhere around 1,270 feet per second. All right, well, before I keep going on or whatever, rambling, because, I get. I'll leave you with that. Have a good one. God bless. See ya.